Hello, and welcome to another weekly live stream. Tonight we'll be working on the character creator because I want to actually hook up some stuff. Before we get started, let's thank the patrons. Thanks, guys. Teamwork makes the dream work. You definitely keep the lights on and make my job easier and motivate me and so on and so forth. So thanks a lot. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to take a brief sidetrack. We'll talk about just a couple things related to the release. For those who don't know already, the link is in the upper left there. That's where you can go and download the game. And I just wanted to show connecting to the public server so you guys can, if you're in the chat, go ahead and say hi. And let's see. So you would go to, once you got the game running, go to join multiplayer and then give it a second and it'll list the public hosts. Currently there's just the one that's my public games server. So you connect, and if you don't have an account, you can create an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to type in, by the way, this is all case sensitive. Type in my user and password. So I'm in. I've already got a character created. You could create a character, and so we can jump in. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is you can oh no. Oh yeah. It's important that you not run your hacked version, because I've been modifying mine. It's no longer compatible with the server. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we'll try this again. Always a good time. It's important to make very big mistakes right off the bat. Whoa! Hello, music. Yeah, let's bump everything down a little bit. Alright, so you join multiplayer, give it a second, the server loads. It actually goes out and pulls a public list that I have uploaded, so if we ever want other servers added there, we can add other servers. Log in. Okay, so now I can join without, hopefully I didn't crash the server. Uh-oh. Is the server dead? Alright, let me just check to see if somebody killed the server earlier. Server seems to be started. Just in case, I'm going to restart it. Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened. Ooh, that's bad. Whatever the error is, it looks really bad. Let's see, let's give it one more try. This is a great advertisement for the game, isn't it? Holy crap. That's because when I play on my local version, I have custom settings that turn all that down, so we don't get blown away. Okay, so that's all good. Do that, we should be able to play. Yeah, so somehow the server was in a weird state. Hold on, there we go. Okay, so this is, I wanted to show this. This is where we would be meeting. There's a Halloween party here on the 27th. So that's 3 weeks from now, I guess. And this is where we'll have it. It's near the spawn. It's an area I built. Like you can see the spawn tower right over there. So this is on the edge of the volcano there. We've got little place to meet and have our Halloween party. And that's where you would come in and you have your custom costumes that you create, and then set that on your character, and we'll have a little Halloween party here. That's the plan. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew how to download it. Upper left link here, and how to join a server, and so on. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And up at that link, by the way, is also how you join the Discord. So if you have problems or questions, you can ask directly. And I'm usually on there most of the day. If not, some other people might be able to help you too. All right, so let's go ahead and exit out. We've had a couple people on the server already, starting to build out some stuff. It's kind of cool. This is the server that I'm going to leave running for a while, so you guys don't have to worry about your stuff disappearing. At least I'm going to do my best to make sure it ports forward. All right, so tonight what we're working on is... And before I let this get too far, I have this nice exception here. I want to save this, at least temporarily. Okay, so as long as my editor doesn't die, we're good. Alright, so what I'm doing tonight is fleshing out the character creator. Anybody who's ever played the game knows it's super basic and not really hooked up to anything yet. So anybody who's ever created a character in the game so far knows that it asks you for a name. You can select, one of the two races that are in the drop down here, and male or female, and of course it ignores all of this stuff and only uses the name. And then you hit create and it shows up in this list. The way it's supposed to work is that when you hit create character, it's supposed to, one option is to just put the character creator in here, and run you through the normal kind of character creation BS, selecting your race, and have like descriptions of the races and things. And so that's what I'm going to work out tonight. I really want to get to the point where I can set hair color at minimum, because I think that would be nice for the costume party at the end of the month. If I can get the skin color too, I'll do skin color. But at minimum, I want to start hooking up the race and gender, because I hope to have a couple models ready for the release that's not this weekend but next. Like, there's going to be a release the weekend of the 21st, so that everyone has a week to grab it. Your costumes will transfer over from one race to another, though they may look a little funny depending on how that texture mapping goes. At any rate, so we're going to be fleshing out this character creator tonight. To do that, I started building out the ability to pull text files from the server. The idea being that the game will come with default descriptions of the races, the default mappings of, races and genders and stuff like that. And then in a specific world, you could also override that with custom files. And so all that is set up, and I mapped it through to the through to the client, so the client can retrieve them. And then I even added like CSV support, so that I can have like a table to list, sort of pull all this stuff together. And this is also a text file that's just in the in with the world, and so custom modders or people with custom servers could override this, and there'll be additional columns for other things later, like base models and things. I was just trying to get the minimum down to build out the character creator. So these are the races I've started putting in. There's still the Pantherians and the Simians and the Avians that I haven't gotten to yet. But I wanted to kind of get the minimum, human, elf, dwarf version, and then the reptilians, because they're androgynous, they're not gender specific, and so But there are two different subtypes. Basically the smaller primes and then the hulks, which are like the big warrior boys. Okay, so I've built some simple text files, and we'll start hooking this up. If you're online, say hi. I see that there are 2 people watching. Okay, so this is the old character editor. We're going to make a new one. And hey, Romcram, how's it going? All right, so I started a new package for some character creation goodies. And so I think what we're going to do is I think it's going to be like a workflow with pages where you can go forward and back, and eventually maybe there'll be a little index so you can jump around, but right now I'm just going to do forward and back. But that means that there'll be a page for every different thing that we want to show, and so we'll define an interface for that right now. Yeah, so I don't need this. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so it will have name. Yeah. So that's good enough. Bum 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 bum. Evening. Oh, evening. I was still thinking of elves and stuff. So, all right. So that's a character page. We'll have the character editor. See, eventually all this will be pages in a book, and so I'm trying to think of how to organize it in that way. It'll be a long time before we get there, but okay. So the character editor will be. Again, I'm kind of designing as I go, so forgive me for being a little waffly. We may go back and forth a couple times. So this will definitely be a lemur container, so we'll need that. We're going to want entity system stuff. I think we'll borrow a lot of the same. I'll steal this while I'm here. There's stuff about this that was okay, and there's stuff that's not. What we want in the main class is, well, and I make this a lot. I'll make this more configurable later, but for now, we'll have like, so let's do the race selector page. Hey Ron, how's it going? And I will use this as a base for cutting and pasting a bunch of them. Character. Okay, so implements character page, private character editor parent, extends container. I think what we want is this to have an initialize, maybe. So and this dot parent equals parent, and that's where we could preset the stuff. So we'd have like the new race selector page. Oops. What do I know I'm going to need? I have notes here. Race, stats, backstory, appearance. Now I'm not going to actually implement any of these, but I want to have, and then character summary. So I want to go ahead and set them up. What did I say? Race, stats, selector, page. Okay. Appearance. Page. Isn't it exciting to watch somebody write stuff? This is the page that we really want to get to today. And then it was appearance, yeah, and then character summary. Eventually there'll be like a skills, backstory. I missed backstory. Which basically would be how you define some things about your character that may affect what they already know about the world and stuff to that effect. So I think we'll cut and paste that one. I'm kind of making promises. I'm writing checks I hope I can cash here. Because I have like a specific idea in mind. But you guys may have to bear with me before that actually gets implemented. Okay, so we got new backstory page, new appearance page. Because see, the ordering of this is important because, wait, backstory, it was appearance, race, stats, backstory. I named it. Better to try. Yeah. But the, I worry that the hostility towards game developers who promise things and then, or quote unquote promise things and then don't deliver is quite high these days. So I'm usually careful, but these are very vague, you know. Backstory could be fairly limited. So, but anyway, race will limit your backstory and your stats. Stats may limit your backstory, and all of this may change the things you have available in your appearance. So that's why they are in the order that they are in. And what we want in the container, I think we want to make it a border layout. Or is that how you do it? Yeah, I think so. But we probably want to set the style just to be thorough. Border layout. That's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at container. It's funny, I have the Java doc open. I could have just flipped over to it. So layout and element ID we probably do want to set. So new element ID character. We'll call it that for now. Just book. In case we want some special styling for the books. Alright, and then we will have int current index character page current page. That's interesting. By doing it this way, component is not an, or container is not an interface, so I have to do this weird bit, but it actually allows some flexibility. In fact, get panel actually allows some flexibility in how these guys decide, because like I made them all containers, but they could have contained containers too. That means that they will all return this, so that they can meet the contract of the interface. I know this has got to be like watching paint dry. Yeah, I screw that up every time. Is it like this? Nope. There we go. That's the way to do it. And I never created the summary page. One of the ideas of the game is that it's gonna collect the events of the things you do along the way, in sort of a general form, and so that it could kind of write your story. But then you need have a summary. Cool. Nice. That's a good way to do it, right? You get to go back and watch the first 15 minutes of me finding out that my client couldn't connect to the server. Okay, so we've got all those guys. We will have an entity that's the character. An entity that's the character. Where do I have them create their name? Maybe that's backstory. But I think I wanted all of this. Yeah, name on appearance. So name is part of your appearance. Okay. So really appearance is where we'll be implementing most of our stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and create take this and not here, here. Put that here so I have it. Okay, so we'll have our current page and okay, I don't want to get too wrapped up, but there's a certain workflow that these character pages could implement, and I don't want to get bogged down. Like, let's just get to making some UIs. Yeah, I didn't really go through newish stuff. I just want to make sure everyone could log in. Yeah, so if you get in the server and I join later, then I'll see you. Okay, cool. So any of you who are on and want to join the server, Ron might be on there working on his stuff. Okay, so where was I? We want to have the I think we want to have a title at the top. And we definitely want to have some buttons at the bottom for next and previous. And I want to keep track of those buttons. Next button. So that I can turn them on and off based on where I am in the thing. So we will go ahead and do this. Add child. Oops. Title equals add child new label. Title here. Get element ID child title. Let's try that. And then border layout. Call it north. Or did I do top bottom? I think I did north. Again, I could have hit the Java doc. In fact, let's do that because then I don't have to leave this file. Not this one. This one. What did I want to look? Border layout. Border layout position. Aha! North, south, east, west, center. Yeah, so. Uh-oh, I can see Ron logging into the server. His name is Oak on the server, by the way, for anybody who logs in while we're on the live stream. Alright. Don't actually need to keep track of the buttons container. Uh-oh. Did you get the exception too? I see an exception on the server. Endpoint is not connected. You might try reconnecting. Uh-oh, finished the Pepsi early. Alright, it's always good to have fatal problems. Oh yeah, that's a known issue, by the way. There's the tree index gets in a weird, and you don't need to know the details, but yeah, the game gets in a weird state if you do that, unfortunately. You should be able to reconnect if you start the game over. I think I can do this. Actually, let me see how bad we are right now. Looks like you're in now. Okay. Yes, we get lots of... yeah, so we're going to want... I'm going to be... bad coder and just do this. This is why I never run my check style rules, because they would complain about all these unused imports. But I find when I'm roughing things in, I like to have all the imports there. I mean, if you had like a fancy IDE that was swallowing every keystroke that you type and stuff like that, it would put those in for you as you go. But I don't mind doing broad strokes and removing the extra stuff later. Nice. Yeah, I mean, what's loud and what's not is kind of funny. But yeah, I do need to have it save whatever settings you set, so that you don't constantly have to reset it. You can make your own Mythruna client config file and set it, but it should save one for you. I believe that's true. Buttons, add child, new action, button, new call method, action. I think that's right. previous button. Oh, I had this backwards. Let's call it continue and back. And then next page, previous page, and so reset page, and so basically whatever page we're on, if current index is less than 0, current index equals 0, else if current index is greater than or equal to pages.length, then current index equals pages.length minus 1. Okay, so then if current page equals pages of current index, we don't need to do anything else. We might need to call some stuff on the old one. It's just typical. This is like a typical pattern. Then if current page not equal to null, just to be sure. Now we set the page up. So this is where we'll say container has the ability to add and remove specific children, I believe. Remove child. Yeah, but we need to know this is why we need to if the last page isn't null, we need to remove it. And we set it to the center. Okay, set it to the center, set the title to current page dot get name, and reset buttons. Protected void reset buttons. For now, it's just if current index equals 0, then turn off previous button. So we're making the buttons turn on and off as we get to the beginning and the end of the pages list. I know you guys really don't care about this. I kind of wanted to get the workflow part done before, but then I thought maybe it's educational. I don't know. The the workflow, like I'm talking about, the next page, previous page settings kind of thing, is such a common pattern that, and the neat thing is, because we're not doing any editing, I actually can just wire this directly into the lobby state. If I see, how is that? Okay, first of all, the fact that we have two character editors is going to be a problem for us, but fortunately Java lets us do things like this. Okay, so down here and initialize. What am I setting? Yep, so my window's got a border layout. I don't think I set anything to the center. Yep, I do not. So we can create our editor here. And we can fix that later. I believe that's it, right? Yep. Okay. And then window, add child, editor, border layout, position, center. I've got to say, it's really hard not to log in and join Oak over there. I can see in the corner of my eye all the server activity. Ron's over there making stuff. So, okay. Now there's going to be a bajillion compile problems. Building doors, yeah. I realized I need to make a horizontal glass panels because I really wanted my glass tables to have thin glass, but it didn't work out this way. Oh, that's right. This is new spring grid layout. I always mean to go back and add that constructor. I don't know. It's a common thing to want to do. Hey, not bad. Okay. Anyway, because we're not actually editing a real character yet, we get away with some things here. Continue last world, which I wish was a little quicker. It's loading all of the mods. At some point I want to have like pre-compiled mods so that it doesn't have to run their scripts. Okay, look at that. Okay, so we have problems, but it did something. Oh, well, I know what I did wrong. So I put the button panel right in the middle because I didn't, the default position for a, so the character editor uses a border layout. The default position for a border layout, if you don't specify, is the center. And so basically my button panel where I wanted the next button and previous buttons, I ended up putting in the middle. Now it's in the south where it's supposed to be. But then also, it didn't seem like these were running. Because we should, for one thing, we should have seen both buttons. And these are backwards. Alright, let's see what that does. I kind of wanted to at least get to the page where we could select colors and stuff, even if I can't hook it up to the entity yet. Or hook it up to the actual player model. But I wanted to rough it all in. There's a bit that I have to do on my own. It's a little too tedious to do online, and I have too many things to look up. Okay, so that part's working. So let's see, continue. Alright, so we did next page. Continue. 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 Oh, I know what I did wrong. I never call reset page. But it's weird that it's not showing the label. Just in case the style is weird. Let's try that. Because nothing else is north, south, center. Should be able to see something now. Yeah, it's still not showing the... Ah, but it is updating the buttons now at least. Yep, okay, so that part's working. Why isn't it setting the page text? Well, first of all, that should have been fine. First thing is the race selector page. We should get race. Why isn't that label showing up? Okay, so first of all, let's yeah. So let's just put some test stuff in here. So we see if the center is getting filled in, because it could be a similar problem to before. That probably should have been back. Capital back, capital story. I don't remember if backstory is one word or hyphenated. Okay. Let's see if it even works. Yeah, you're building doors. I really need to get hinges working so we can mount doors that we can open and close. Okay, so we've got that. It's just the north thing is not showing up. I should have just clicked the button. I'm going to look at it just one more second, but then I'm not going to worry too much about it. So backstory, all one word. Thanks. Actually, that's very helpful. Thank you. Okay, so the race selector page is the one I'm really interested in because I'm trying to decide how many things to give to the character editor. We have for now, let's give it the data session. Just weird. It always gets weird when you have to start injecting context into things. But this is and then so we probably want to actually if this data session then let all of the pages know actually they haven't even been initialized yet, so actually we can just initialize this. And we'll call this initialize. And then if it's already initialized, we just won't. I will probably redo this because I already don't like it. Header initialize data session. Because we do this on enable because I wasn't sure if everything would be ready during initialize. So I do it on enable. Every time we go, we're going to reset those things every time we leave and come back to the page. So let's go ahead and finish what I was doing. We need to have turn data session. So the data session is where I can get things like can you guys hear the PC fan? Maybe I can't hear it because I've got headphones on. There is a PC fan in the background. I just didn't realize it was that loud. Yeah, sorry about that. That's my AMD 8-core guy that runs super hot. I think it's running like 67 Celsius right now or something. I need to swap the fans out on it and clean some dust out. Yeah, it groans, sounds like a jet engine even, and it's barely doing anything. So, you know, I just had Firefox open too long or something. All right, what was I doing? Oh yes, so we want to. Yes, we're only going to initialize once, even though we call it every time. But this is going to set it, and if it's the same, it's going to ignore it. So we only initialize the pages once, which is good. In the blueprint editor, get rid of a fire block. I did not know that that did not work. Nice. Ron, if it's not working, sometimes you can place a block over it, but otherwise you might have to Control Z a few times until it goes away. Um, or maybe you can't if you based it on something else. I don't know. I didn't know that was broken, but that's probably related to some recent changes I did. Um, I changed how the collision shapes work so that you still had like block collisions in the world for your pointer, but you could walk through them, but that shouldn't have affected the editor. You should be able to find the right you should be able to find the right place to click. I'm sure I've removed flame blocks in the editor even recently. Anyhow, for the race selection, we are going to do something fancy here. We are going to have a map race index, and we are going to set that. Well, we'll make a Yep. Okay, so what we want to do is text equals parent.getData session.getText. I think it's just get text with an ID. I go back too far. Oops, wrong one. Yep, get text with an ID. And that ID will be races. I think it's race index. Raceindex.csv. Fancy. Okay, so that's this. At raceindex.csv is this thing, and I have some utility code that will break this up into a list of hash maps for me, or list of maps. And so we can say race index equals CSV utils. Well, we've got to first import that. CSV utils CSV to map. And it's going to take text. Takes the text. Takes the row that has the characters. Takes the ID. That's the column that's the ID. And then what the delimiter is. In this case, it's a tab. Actually, I should just be able to do. And then you guys won't need to know the magic. Okay, so when we do that, we can reset races. And so in here, we're going to have a selector. And we'll have race description. So, oh yeah, subtype. Now let's just work on this for now. Okay, so this is going to be a little weird. All right. So add child new selector string. Can I do one without? I think selectors in. Yeah, that's in the proto. Selector. I can just make a new selector. Is that what it's called? Yep. So version list, string, race list. So this will be easy. So race list, this dot race equals. Oh, I don't know how to translate that. Unfortunately, I'm a big ugly American and I only know English. I only know English and a teeny little bit of French. Okay. Start race description. Add child, new label. Text goes here. Actually, that we can't do. It's got to be a container because we're going to put potentially many things in there depending on the race. Okay, YouTube, what were you trying to say? Ha! I don't know. Maybe you like games. Normally there's some more visual content. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I got to implement the reset races. Protected void reset races. So we'll do race list clear. We'll do this the cheap way. And if string name equals race get name, if race list index of name greater than or equals 0, continue. Else, oh, this is a problem though because I need to change this to a linked hash map so that it doesn't mess up the order, because I put that order in on purpose. Alright, so where are the rivers? Race list add name. Okay, so let's just see what happens when we run. I see that somebody has said something to me on October 27th. That's the plan. So October 27th live stream is when I'm planning on doing the Halloween party. Okay, so answered that question. Okay, so there's a bug. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I fixed it. Gosh. My Pepsi management skills were really bad tonight. Why no like selector? Version list, it should be versions. List, like that. Oh. Oh. Yes. Huh. That's interesting. That I have not hit that before. Race index. Oh, yes. I was right. Man, come on. Oh, yeah. we actually want to get values. I find I can't think straight and talk and code at the same time. So I make a lot of dumb mistakes in front of everyone. You know, which if I was pre-recording these, I would edit out. Okay, so let's see if we get a list of races at least. I mean, I guess that's something you can take up with it's just a small indie game, and you know, just trying to do my thing. So maybe it's YouTube's problem. Okay, so we get our race selector, you know, and so on, and we should be able to come back. Yep. Okay. So if I had this, I go to continue back. Still set. Okay. So now we need to fill in the description text. And as we were going, we could have put that together. List string race text. Okay, so we want to say if actually we say if it's less than 0, we'll add it to the list. But either way, is race text dot get so race text that gets race name. Okay, we're good there. And then if text equals null, text equals new array list, and for now we'll just say text.add race get. Oh, we gotta pull in the text. String description equals. Alright, so I've gotta pull in the data session. Oh, no I don't. It's just a little more verbose this way. ID. Oops. Yeah, Ron, you're busy over there, man. Alright, so race.get description ID. It could be. Again, anybody who's just joining, you can actually download the last version of the game, which I released at the end of September. The link is in the upper left corner here. And the password, it's a password protected page, but it's not super secret. I just don't want everybody to find it, you know, so gotta go through the slightly extra effort. But if you go to that page, there's also a Discord that you can join. But that's where you can download the latest version, join my server, whatever. Play the game and see what it's like so far in this early test kind of setup. Okay, so description equals parent dot get data session dot get text description ID, and actually we want to say if this strings, if not strings, is null, or description ID, then we do this, and we do that for now. Eventually I'm going to split this up and do some basic markdown support. But for now we'll just do that, and There was something else I needed to do here. Oh yes, import the Google Guava crap. Because I'm lazy. Okay, so we do that, reset races. And now we need to say we want to be able to am I not distracting? It's fine. Anything that keeps the chat running, right? So I think it's create selected item reference. There we go. Okay, and then I think put this down here. Up at override. This is JME magic, J monkey engine magic. Super. And then if current race ref, oops, update, reset race text. Okay, so then down here, so we come in here and we say race description clear children, I think is the, that would be a good job for clear children. Yep. Okay. Clear children. Oh, I didn't do this though. Okay, so race equals race.get selected item. List string text equals race text.get race. And then, whoops. I don't know if that's productive, but you know, whatever you want to do with your time, I guess is up to you. If you decide you want to be productive, you can ask questions about the game. Give me something to say. So race description, add child, new label, S. Okay, so let's see what we got. Did I hook it up all right? Will it even compile? Oh, no. Get selected item. I think that's... Let's try that. Ambiguous references and so on. You should be. Oh, editing videos sucks so bad. That's why I mean, I tend to lean towards the live streams because there's no editing. But yeah, that's the worst. It's like 15 minutes to film a video and 2 hours to edit it sometimes. Coming up this week or next week, I plan to like release a video a day. Okay, so this is ugly, but it's working. So humans are as humans do. So we get the human text if we come in here and we select this one. These are the elves. They are skinny. They like trees. They are the skinny tree boys. Yeah, well, I use what's it? The was Sony's and now it's somebody else's. Oh gosh, Platinum, Movie Maker Platinum or something like that. I can't even remember what it's called. Because Adobe is expensive. Okay, so we've got these guys. They're all hooked up. They're ugly, but they're hooked up. Okay, so we didn't really get to, and we're 10 minutes over. But yeah, big strong boys don't spill their beer. So then the next thing would be I would skip this page and this one and head straight to the appearance page, and I would start filling it in with color selectors for hair and skin. But other than that, thanks for joining, guys. I think I'm going to end it here. It just starts to get really deep fast, but we've got sort of the basics hooked up. This is super ugly. I'm going to support some markdown text so we can have titles, and there'll be an image of the race over here. I use the Lemur is my GUI library. You can see, I'm going to go ahead and exit out so this, well, it's fine. Lemur is the GUI library I use, so yeah, I'm trying to see, there's the wiki, yeah. But then there's also the GitHub pages. Yeah, I still need to enable two-factor authentication. Yeah, Lemur, I wrote Lemur for sort of, it's like the more popular JMonkey Engine UI framework at this point. And I wrote it originally from the internal workings of Mythruna at the time, and I kind of put it together into a standard thing. And then now it's funny that the new Mythruna is written on top of Lemur instead of the other way around, but there used to be a page that had like pictures of the different UIs. But anyway, this is where it is. Lemur is the UI. But you can set your own styling up and stuff, and so it's kind of nice. And eventually this will be an animated book with pages that flip and stuff. Anyway, so that's, I think, where I'll end it. Any other questions you guys have real quick before as I start to wind it down, let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Feed the YouTube algorithms and so on. It really helps out. And otherwise, let me go ahead and run through my standard thank you pages. Yeah, so definitely like, comment, subscribe. -1. So yeah, thanks for watching. And again, to thank my patrons. Teamwork makes the dream work. You guys are going to get tired of me saying that. And I will catch you guys next time. Next week, same time, as far as I remember. Or I'll see you on Discord. Thanks for joining.